Oh. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, NAB Videos. I am Engineer Neil Adrian B. Bartolini, your Dalubhasang Tubero at your service. If you like what you see, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon below so you will get notified every time we upload new videos. In this video, we will be discussing about septic tank design. This is for everybody. Para po sa lahat ito for students, professionals, engineers, or architects, or to those who do not have any background at all sa engineering. And I will do my best to explain to you in the most efficient way. Okay? So here is our problem. Design a septic tank for a 3-story residential building with the floor plan shown. We have 2 floor plans shown for that is a ground floor and the second floor. This is a residential building na ginawa po namin sa Pasig. So in ground floor, we have 2 toilets, kitchen sinks also. And for the second floor, this is a typical layout also to the third floor. So pareho lang po sila. So we have 3 units with kitchen sinks. Bawat isa. Okay? But before we proceed with our design, first we should define first what is a septic tank. A septic tank, based from the definition on the revised National Plumbing Code, is a watertight receptacle designed and constructed to receive the discharge of sewage from a building sewer. So hindi po ibig sabihin na ang septic tank po natin ay magtatapos sa hanggang plastering works. So we should also provide or apply a waterproofing or di kaya one of the things that I see na hindi tama base sa code no na ginagawa sa actual is the leaching chamber hindi na nilalagyan ng slab. So open po 'yon. So ang nilalagay na lang is gravel. So hindi po pwede yun kasi lalabas yung maduming tubig sa and it can contaminate. No? Lalong-lalo na po kung may katabi itong mga water wells or public water mains. So posible po itong makontaminate. Okay? So we have also sludge. What we call sludge is common effluent. Sludge is the solid organic matter that are denser than water and settle at the bottom of the septic tank. So scum naman, lighter organic material that rise to the surface of the water. And the effluent, outflowing of sewage from structures such as septic tank or waste water plant. Ito na po yung palabas na tubig. Hanggat maaari, medyo malinis na po yung ating lalabas na tubig dyan at wala na pong solid particles po na dapat lalabas po dyan. Okay? When is a private sewage disposal mandatory? So, based from section 1201.2, RNPCP din po ito. When no public sewer intended to serve any lot or premises is available in any thoroughfare or right-of-way abutting such lot within the premises, drainage piping from any building or work shall be connected to an approved private sewage disposal system. And typically, also, if the distance, now based from the code also, if the distance exceeds, so that is section 1201.4, exceeds 61 meters from any proposed building or exterior drainage facility, kailangan po o requirement na maggawa tayo ng ating private sewage disposal system, which is what we call septic tank. Now, there are some exceptions. Kung ang inyong bahay o yung iyong structure with a septic tank no is nagawa na. So paano kung meron ginawang public sewage disposal system so and that is less than 61 meters from the building wall? So kailangan pa bang gumawa nung at tanggalin yung ating septic tank? So Exception: single-family dwellings with an existing private sewage disposal system may not be connected to a public sewer when no hazard, nuisance, or unsanitary condition is evident, and when there is no sufficient grade or fall existing to permit proper drainage flow by gravity to the public sewer. So, lalong-lalo na po yung pagtatapunan mo ay mas mataas yung elevation kaysa dun sa discharge pipe. So, babalik po yun. Okay? So, design criteria. For the plans, uh, should show all dimensions, reinforcing structural calculations and such other pertinent data as needed. So for the plumbing plan, nandun po yung dimension, width, length, the depth of liquid of the tank. But for the reinforcing details, calculations, that is, makikita po natin ito dun sa structural plan, which is made by the uh, civil engineers. For the quality of design, shall be such as to produce a clarified effluent of acceptable standards and shall provide adequate space for sludge and scum accumulation. So typically, nowadays, imbes na dalawang chamber para mas malinis, no? Yung lumabas na tubig or the effluent, ang ginagawa po ngayon, tatlong chambers na po. So based from the RNPCP, minimum dalawa. So, pero po pwede natin gawin tatlo. So, kung tatlo po ito, meron po tayong isang digestive at yung dalawang natitira, ito po yung leaching. No? So, meron po itong mga minimum dimensions. For the materials naman, ang karaniwan pong ginagamit ay concrete hollow blocks or CHB. But we can use also buhos or reinforced concrete, and there are some materials na mabibili sa market, no? Assembly na yung ating septic tank. So meron po 'yon. Okay? At importante, watertight. Septic tank construction, so we have compartments, two minimum compartments. The first compartment is what we call the digestive chamber. So in terms of the volume, the ratio of the digestive to the total, that should be not less than 2/3 of the total volume of the tank, while the secondary compartment should not be greater than, hindi naman hindi tataas sa 1/3 yung ratio ng volume ng leaching doon sa total volume. Okay? So, in terms of cubic meter, the volume minimum of the digestive chamber is 2 cubic meters, while that of the leaching, the minimum is 1 cubic meter. For the width, if that is rectangular, no, both the digestive and the leaching should have a minimum width of 0.9 meters. And the length of the first chamber, which is the digestive chamber, hindi po liliit o iiksi sa 1.5 meters. Now, the liquid depth in the tank should not be less than 0.6 meters nor more than 1.8 meters. Take note po yan. Yung iba po kasi gumagawa ng septic tank, mas malalim po doon sa 1.8 meters, which is the maximum. Okay? So, in septic tanks having over 6 cubic meters capacity, the secondary compartment should not be less than 1.5 meters in length. Ibig po sabihin, kung sumobra po based from the computation, your tabulation, doon sa RNPCP, sumobra na 6 cubic meters, ang secondary compartment, which is the leaching chamber, ay hindi bababa yung kanyang length ng 1.5 meters. Okay? And maintain also a slope of 1:10 at the bottom of the digestion chamber to collect the sludge and make it easily accessible from the manhole. So the ratio of the rise over the run, yung taas tsaka yung run is 10, 1:10. Okay? For the manholes, with at least 2 manholes, dalawa, For the digestive, isa, at isa naman doon sa leaching. The minimum dimensions is 508 mm square. So 508 mm kabilaan po ito. But in the installation, lalo pa sa construction, mahirap pong gawin yung 508 mm. So 25 mm po, no? So 500, 25, 550, 570, etc., etc. So uh, in my experience, I used to 600 mm dimension for the manhole. Now, wherever first compartment exceeds 3.7 meters in length, pagka sumobra po ron, yung ating unang chamber sa 3.7, magdadagdag po tayo ng additional manhole. Okay? For the sizes of pipe inlet and outlet and their vertical legs. So, meron po ito ditong sinasabi yung code. Now, typically, hindi po dapat liliit yung ating tubo na papasok sa septic tank from the building drain. No, ano po yung building drain? Ang building drain po, based from the definition, that is the lowest piping inside the building and up to 0.6 meters outside the building, walang hanggang labas, 0.6 meters. So, ang tawag po ng iba dyan ay collector pipe. Okay? So, kung 4 inches or 6 inches yung ating building drain, dapat 6 inches din po yung ating pupunta doon sa ating septic tank. Okay? So, the size of the building sewer, ang building sewer naman, that is the collector pipe of the building drain. From Section 1205, the minimum size of any building sewer shall be determined on the basis of the total number of fixture units drained by such sewer. So, saan po yan? Sa Table 12-2. So, meron din po yan doon sa Chapter 7. No, meron din pong table doon. Okay. No building sewer shall be smaller than 150 mm nor less than in size than the building drain. Okay. Hindi po liliit sa 150 mm. So, alam niyo na po ngayon kung ano po ang minimum size ng pipe. Length and location of inlet and outlet shall extend 101.6 mm above and at least 304.8 mm below the water surface. So ang fitting po natin na ginagamit dito ay T fitting. So letter T yung kanyang itsura. Now, kaya po T yung ating ginagamit dito para hindi pumasok dun sa susunod na chamber, maiwasan po yung pagpasok ng solid particles dun sa susunod na chamber. So, ang iba po kasi, yung ginagamit nila, yung tubong diretso lang, which is mali po yun. Okay? So, meron po tayong from the T, no? The dimension should be 304.8 mm below the water surface. So, maglalagay po tayo ng spool doon. Now, the invert of the inlet pipe shall be at a level not less than 50.8 mm. So ano po yung invert? That is the lowest portion of the inside, no? Inside section of the pipe. So masasabi po natin na yung pipe ay horizontal if the pipe based from the x-axis did not exceed 45 degrees. So pagka yun po yung ating reference, hindi po tataas na 45 degrees, so it can be considered as a horizontal pipe. So based from our orientation, yung papasok na tubo, that is a horizontal pipe. Okay? So for the airspace, sidewall shall extend to 8.6 mm above liquid depth. So ang karaniwan ko pong ginagamit dito is 300 millimeters or 0.3 meters. Now for the structure, mababa lang po yung sinabi dito ng code, 14.4 kilopascal lang, capable of supporting an earth load. Pero that is equivalent to 2 PSI. Sa engineering students, discuss po sa atin ito kung paano kunin, no, yung pressure. Okay? Septic tank construction capacity. The capacity of septic tanks is determined by the number of bedrooms or apartment units in dwellings. So makikita po ito sa table. Meron po doon columns and equivalent volume of the septic tank. So, doon po sa tatlo, sabi po rito, whichever is greater. So, ang ginagamit ko po kasi rito ay the DFU, drainage fixture unit, but you should consider also the other two, no, whichever is greater. So ito po 'yon. Sa table B-2 or nasa appendix po ito, the capacity of septic tanks, meron po tayo ritong 5 columns. So for the first column, nandito po yung single family dwellings, number of bedrooms, kung ilang bedrooms po yan nandyan. O di kaya ang iyong basis is multiple dwellings, or di kaya yung maximum drainage fixture unit served nasa table 7-2. So for single family dwelling na 1 to 2, number of bedrooms, so equivalent po diyan na volume ng septic tank ay 750. By the way, the equivalent volume in liters, the equivalent volume in liters of 1 gallon is equivalent to 3.78 liters. Okay? So for multiple dwelling units naman, 2 units, so project mo lang dito sa minimum septic tank capacity. So ito po yung sinasabi ko, yung third column, this is the maximum drainage fixture unit. So meron po tayong table sa 7-2, nakalagay po ron kung ano yung type ng fixture with its equivalent drainage fixture unit. Ang gagawin lang po ron, anong type ng fixture hanapin mo po ron, base doon sa architectural plan, tatabulate nyo. So bilangin kung ilang piraso, tapos tingnan sa table, ilang DFU, multiply, and then sum up the total DFU. Okay? Now, tanong, Sir, sa table, bakit ang maximum lang is 100? Paano naman kung ang nakuha kong value is more than 100 DFU? Ano po ang gagawin natin? O di kaya, paano kaya kung ang aking DFU based from my computation is wala doon sa table? Halimbawa, 47. Wala dyan sa table. So we will interpolate the value. Okay? So we have an example for that. Ang sabi po rito sa ilalim, kung babasahin ninyo, punta na lang tayo sa pangatlo. Extra fixture units over 100, kasi 100 yung maximum dito sa table. We should add 94.6 liters in excess of 100 per fixture unit yon. So kung 103 yon, so tatlong 94.6 plus the volume indicated in the table for 100 DFU. Okay? Sige. Example, what is the minimum capacity of a septic tank having the following drainage fixture units? So for number 1, we have 23 DFU. So sa table, wala po ron 23 DFU. Ang nakalagay lang doon ay 20 at saka 25. Now for the value of 20 DFU, 3785, and for the value of 25 DFU, 4542 liters. So ang gagawin ko po dyan, kukunin ko yung value ng per DFU in excess sa 20. So that is equivalent to 4542 minus 3785. Ileles ko ng 25, i-divide ko ng 25 minus 20. So 5 po yon. So sa kada isang DFU, equivalent po nun ay 151.4 liters in excess sa 20. Kasi iba rin po yung interval between 15 to 20. Okay? So the value will become, or the volume will become 4239.2 liters or 4.24 cubic meters. Note, you can also use directly the value of 25 DFU. Yan yon. Huwag ka lang kukuha, like for example, in the problem, na ang kukunin mong value ay 20. Dapat mas mataas po lagi doon para safe. Okay? So for number 2, paano naman kung tumaas sa 100? Eh yun nasa table ay 100 DFU lang. So ang gagawin po natin dyan, ano yung value ng 100? So that is 13,247.5 liters. So the volume will be the the volume in liters of 100 DFU plus 12 times 94.6 in excess of 100. Okay? So meron ka pong 94.6 na i-add. So the value is 14,382.7 liters. So ganun lang po kasimple yan. Okay? Septic tank location. Saan po dapat ilagay yung septic tank? So sa probinsya o di kaya dito sa Maynila, ang problema kasi congested. Congested na tayo ngayon na ang ginagawa pag ang isang principal ay pupunta doon sa isang arkitekto, ang ginagawa minsan, hindi ko naman nila lahat, sinasagad yung property line. Ibig pong sabihin, yung column at saka yung wall, sagad na ron sa property line. Wala nang provision for the space of a septic tank. Now, sabi po rito sa table, doon po sa uh, column 4, column 4, no? Septic tank. The location of a septic tank from buildings or structures, ito po yon, should not be less than 1.5 meters ang layo. Okay? So ito pala yung minimum. No? For property line adjoining private property, 1.5 din. Water supply wells, 15.2. Lalo pa dito sa water supply wells. So, minsan, hindi natin alam, naninilaw na lang yung tubig sa mga wells, no? Kala natin na lupa lang, pero dahil nga malapit yung septic tank at tumagas pa pati, so pumasok yung maruming tubig doon, yun ang napunta doon sa wells. Okay? So, next. Meron din po tayo rito from pressured for number 9, pressured public water main 3 meters po naman. Okay? So, take note po sa mga minimum values. Okay, sa table 7-2, minimum trap diameters and drainage fixture units. Ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina na nakatabulate yung plumbing fixture at sa column 3, nandyan yung minimum size. Like for example, for number 28, so the minimum size is 32 mm or 1 1/4 and the DFU is 1. Okay, and take note also that the fixtures for water supply is different from the fixtures for drainage. Kaiba po yun. Pagka hose bib, supply ng tubig yon. So hindi kasama in the design of septic tank. So ang kasama lang po rito, yung nakatabulate po rito. Okay, para maliwanag lang po. Next. So punta na po tayo sa ating septic tank design. Sa ating 3-story building. So itatabulate ko lang po yung ating for the first column. Nandiyan po yung type of fixture. Now, ang ginawa ko pala rito is that dinagdag ko yung lavatory para medyo lumagpas tayo dun sa 6 cubic meters, which is meron pong requirement yung code, no, para matackle po natin yung code. Okay? So, ang dinesign lang po natin dito at ang nakatabulate lang po rito is the fixtures sa ground floor at saka sa second floor. Okay? So, for the water closet, second column, item number, dun sa table 7-2, nasa item number 29 po yan. Ito po ay private installation. Kasi dalawa po yun nandun eh. Meron tayong public at meron tayong private. Now, for private installation, pagka binalik niyo po yung sa slide kanina, no? So, sa private, ito po yun. Private installation, meron tayong DFU na 4. And for public installation, meron po tayong 6. Pero ang ginamit po natin dito, ang building po natin is sa private. So, dapat 4 siya base sa table. Pero, meron pong nakalagay sa code. Sabi po sa code, in computing for the size of septic tank, the value of DFU For water closet, private installation would be 6 DFU. Automatic na po yun, magiging 6 pagka septic tank design. Pero pagka tubo, ang ating isa-size, susundin po natin yan nandun sa table. Sa septic tank lang po ito magbabago. So, kahit anong type ng water closet, based from the code, 6 DFU agad-agad ang ating gagamitin. Okay? Floor drain, 6. Kitchen sink, 15. Number 15, lavatory, 28. So, pakitingnan na lang po yun doon. Okay? Yung quantity. Base po sa plan na nauna kanina, sa slide, unang slide, meron po tayo rong 5 units. So, sa ground floor, meron po tayong 2 units. Sa second floor, meron po tayong 3. All in all of 5. So, if we, the DFU, based from the table, 6, 2, 2, at saka 1. So, ang gagawin po natin dyan, i-multiply po natin. 5 times 6, 30. 5 times 2, 10. 5 times 2, 10. 5 times 1 is 5. Now, sasum up lang po natin yan. So, 30 plus 10, 40 plus 10, 50 plus 5 is equivalent to 55. So, hanapin po natin doon sa table naman, pinakita natin kanina, ano yung value ng volume sa 55, equivalent sa 55 DFU. So, ilan po yon? Ang sabi po sa table, 55 DFU, sumakto po tayo dyan. So, is equivalent to 8,516.3 liters. 1 cubic meter is equivalent to 1,000 liters. So, the volume in terms of cubic meter is equivalent to 8.516 cubic meters. Now, in section B.5.4 sa RNPCP po natin, ang sabi po ron, septic tanks shall have a minimum of 2 compartments. So ito po yung diniscuss natin kanina. Balikan lang po natin. Yung first compartment, yung volume minimum should not be less than 2/3 the capacity or the ratio nung first compartment to the total volume. While the secondary compartment, hindi naman lalagpas. Yung una, hindi liliit sa 2/3. Yung pangalawa, hindi lalagpas sa 1/3. Maliwanag po yun. So, in terms of cubic meter naman, 2 cubic meters. Sa secondary compartment naman, 1 cubic meter. So, 3 cubic meters lang yan. So, pero ang ating volume na nakuha ay 8.5. So, pasok na tayo dyan sa requirement. Kukunin na lang natin yung taas, yung 2/3 at saka yung 1/3, no, capacity. Okay. Next, in septic tank, over 6 cubic meter capacity. So ilan ba yung ating volume? 8.5. So that exceeds 6 cubic meter capacity. The secondary compartment should not be less than 1.5 meters in length. So hindi po bababa ng 1.5 meters yung haba ng pangalawang tangke, chamber. So ang gagawin po natin diyan, I will assume first 1.5 yung second length ng second chamber. So, in septic tanks, having over 6 cubic capacity, the secondary compartment should be not less than 1.5 meters in length. So, ito po yun. So, meron po tayong volume na 8.516. So, ang gagawin ko po dyan, yung aking length nung pangalawang chamber is 1.5. Automatic po yun. Minimum pa lang po yan based dun sa code. Now, ang gagawin kong depth nung aking liquid inside the tank, based from the code kasi minimum po ay 0.6 and maximum po ay 1.8. So, pipili ako in between. So, I will choose 1.5 meters. Now, if I will divide the volume by the depth, I will get area. Pero net po ito. Hindi po kasama ito yung partition, yung baffle walls. Net po ito. Okay? 8.516 divided by 1.5, that is equivalent to 5.68 square meters. Meron na po akong area ngayon. Okay? Now, no need to provide additional manhole. First compartment did not exceed 3.7 meters. Bakit? Kung ang aking second compartment is 1.5 meters, so therefore, that is 1/3 of L. No? Kung L po ito yung L natin, ito ay 1.5, makukuha ko na yung value ng L. So L over 3 is equal to 1.5. L is equal to 4.5. Now, if L is x plus 1.5, makukuha ko na yung value ng x. So it is simply as 4.5 minus 1.5. O di kaya, the ratio is 2/3 of L. Ilagay ko yung value ng L dito, multiply ko lang ng 2/3, pareho lang po, 3 meters. Okay? So now, meron na po akong L, meron akong area. If I will divide the area to the length, I will get the width ng ating tangke, septic tank. So 5.68 divided by 4.5, that is 1.26. Let us say that is 1.3 meters. So here is the drawing, no? So ito po 3 meters po ito, ito ay 1.5 meters yung ating second chamber. Okay? Now, meron tayong dalawang manholes, tig-isa yung dalawang tangke. Yan po 'yon. So, itong 0.2 meters kasi yung aking ginamit dyan, assumption ko is material used is CHB 150 mm, plaster ko kabilaan ay 25 mm, that is 0.025 times 2, plus 0.15, that is equivalent of 0.2 meters dito naman sa kabila. So, typically naman ang plastering works lang natin is sa loob. Okay? So itong side lang yung naplasteran dito. So that is 0.15 plus 0.025, that is 0.175 meters. The size of the inlet pipe is 150 mm in diameter. Same as also dito. For the section naman, ito yung maging itsura ng ating section. Naka-slope siya. Ito yung ating inlet, yung ating invert from the inlet pipe to dito ay equivalent sa 4 inches. Tama, no? 4 inches. Kasi from this point to this point, minimum of 50 mm. Mula rito, papunta doon naman sa pangatlo, 50 mm din. Kaya magiging 4 inches. Okay? Now, for the, kaya ko po nilagyan ng outer dimensions kasi kasama po rito yung kung sakasakali, yung inyong proposal for the cost is kasama din yung excavation kung kayong gagawa ng septic tank. So the volume of the soil to be excavated is 5.05 times 1.65 times 2.15. Doon po sa area. Pero pagka tinanggal nyo po yun, lalaki po yun because the void ratio increases. So doon sa ating undergrad, that is void ratio is volume of voids to the volume of solids. So lalaki po yung volume kasi ng air doon, kaya lumaki yung volume of voids. Okay? So yun po yung ating septic tank design. So if you had learned something, no, at sana meron, no, you can please subscribe and hit the bell icon below. Thank you.